The new U.S. ambassador to Somalia takes up his post as Somalia faces a number of crucial issues, including insecurity and an upcoming election.
European Union leaders look to a future without the UK. But what does the historic Brexit decision mean for the Nigerian community in the United Kingdom?
And rediscovering the beauty and utility of bamboo, a sustainable material suitable for construction with a strength comparable to steel. Africa 54 starts right now. Hello, I'm Esther Gido-Ewart of the Voice of America, here for Vincent Makori and coming to you from our VOA headquarters in Washington.
And I'm Cynthia Are at Channel Television. Stay with us in the next half hour for stories of Nigeria and the world. Well, European Union leaders are looking at their future without the UK after Britain's voted to leave the bloc. EU leaders are calling on Britain to exit the Union quickly and not expect any benefits without the obligations of being in the EU. Joining me now to talk about how all this is affecting the African community in diaspora, particularly in the UK, is Mr. Dayo Fadino. He's an immigration and human rights lawyer based in London. Welcome to Africa 54. Now, can you share with us some of the cases of racial discrimination experienced by the African community in the UK, which was allegedly triggered by the Brexit?
In the last 1 week, we've had race abuses. We've had racists calling people foreigners, please go back home. We don't need you in this country. You know, the xenophobic, the xenophobic comments and the racist attitudes of so many people in this country at this point is beyond belief, really. We've had situations where the Polish Cultural Center, there was gravity written all over their cultural center, calling them foreigners go back home. The same situation in Newcastle recently, where the English Defence League, a very racist organization, I would say, telling foreigners that now we voted leave, just go back home. The same in Warsaw and the same in Manchester, racist attitudes and abuses.
But what are authorities doing to ensure that situations like this don't continue?
Well, I've never actually been a quitter. I've always been a doer. I've always been a person who would stand his ground, no matter what the situation is. Concerning the ethnic minority communities, concerning Nigerians, concerning Africans generally, I will stand my ground, and with the humble set of skills and the knowledge about the law that I have the blessing to actually be to have at this point in time in my life, I would want to actually use it to full scale in arresting this situation, in calling on all my colleagues who happen to be in the same field as I am, to make a very strong case and fight a system that is truly and really causing all these racist problems. We need to deal with the narratives of the racism. We need to actually know where all these mad people who happen to be xenophobes, where they are coming from. We need to confront the power that gives them the audacity to think that they could be attacking other people all over the place just because of the color of their skin.
Well, Mr. Fadino, in the event that this racial discrimination and bigotry persists, would you consider coming back home to Nigeria?
Well, I want to have every reason to genuinely believe that the police force, the police the authorities, security services are on the quiver to deal with this matter. that they're quite alert in terms of what's going on. Because it could be, all this could become a very serious security situation. I want to believe that they're doing something very, very important to make sure that this does not happen, that all this racist conduct and abuses are stopped. In fact, I would suggest that maybe the penalty for racist conduct and racist comments towards another person, that penalty, maybe it should be stiffer than what we have right now. Possibly about 10 years imprisonment for anybody who is actually abusing somebody else just because of the color of that person's skin.
Well, Mr. Dayofadino, immigration and human rights lawyer, thank you for joining us today on Africa 54.
Now to Somalia, where the new U.S. ambassador took up his post last week, the first such envoy to Somalia in 25 years. As he does so, Somalia faces a number of crucial issues, including insecurity and an upcoming election and the potential closure of the Dadaab refugee camp in Kenya. Jill Craig has more from VOA.
I, Stephen Michael Schwartz.
I, Stephen Michael Schwartz.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
Monday's installment of Stephen Schwartz as the new American ambassador to Somalia was a landmark in U.S.-Somali relations. U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Antony Blinken, who officiated this ceremony, said Somalia has made significant strides in rebuilding its state in the past 3 years.
It's precisely because this moment represents so much possibility, so much potential, that President Obama has chosen as his representative a diplomat of unmatched caliber and a public servant of unrivaled heart.
State collapse is the main reason for the prolonged U.S. diplomatic absence from Somalia. In 1991, the U.S. embassy closed after Somalia's military regime was overthrown and violence erupted between warring clan militias. In late 1992, then U.S. President George H.W. Bush sent in U.S. troops to support a UN humanitarian aid mission aimed at relieving mass starvation caused by drought and civil war. But the situation plummeted downhill 10 months later when 18 American soldiers were killed in Mogadishu by Somali rebels who shot down 2 U.S. helicopters. After 2 decades of war and chaos, it was only in 2012 that Somalia achieved some stability with the creation of an internationally backed government. But security remains a problem as the militant group Al-Shabaab continues to launch attacks in Mogadishu and elsewhere, a situation noted by the new U.S. envoy.
It's time for Somali authorities to establish a responsive and effective Somali National Army to defeat al-Shabaab and unify the country.
Abdi Dahir Mohammed Sirad, a Somali living in Nairobi, believes security is key for Somalia and wants Schwartz to make it a priority.
I think the United States needs to help with the military, building the Somali national forces, which can actually liberate that country from any group that is actually jeopardizing the peace in that country.
Somali elections, scheduled for August, represent a significant undertaking for the country, which is why some Somalis wish Schwartz could have been posted sooner.
We wish he came a year before because right now the elections are just a month away, about 3 months away. And we cannot do much as far as a lot of the logistics is concerned.
Kenya's announcement that it will close the Dadaab refugee camp, whose 300,000 residents are mostly Somalis, will be another issue among many for Schwartz, says a Somali analyst.
The road ahead, it's a very, very complicated one. But if he's smart enough, if it's understand the dynamics of the region, if he understands what they call the Somali, communities, the culture and norms, he can easily overcome all those problems. And I wish him good luck.
However, it may take more than luck for an ambassador whose job responsibilities seem to be mounting by the day. Jill Craig, VOA News, Nairobi.
We want to know what you think about Africa 54 and the stories we cover. Join the conversation on Facebook. The address is Africa 54. And check out our headlines 24/7 on voaafrica.com. Coming up, school children in Jos have less to fear from the clashes in their communities, with soldiers providing not only their security, but their education as well. That story when we come back.